So hello everybody, you're very welcome back to the Danish Outdoor Festival. This is something a little different. It's the social media tent, unlike the live interviews that you've seen me do. And I'm here with a very special guest, Johan Skullman, a man whose resume I personally couldn't talk about in the length that it is. So I'm going to ask Johan to tell us a bit about himself.
Well, as you heard, my name is Johan Skullman, and I was born into the outdoors by my parents simply because they took me on already a couple of months old. And you could say that that's where the journey started. And it was with my grandparents, and then I actually took my first step. Being a curious young boy, starting with orienteering at the age of 6, perhaps brought me around in the forests. So I got so used to it. So the curiosity turned into 30 years of military service. A lot of education, not only in the field of general military training and schools and so on, but also from the civilian side, where we were fortunate to become a development wing within our operative work. And that brought me into applied work in sports physiology, functional design, textile engineering and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of textile engineering, we can see all the textile engineering that is on you today, and that's a big project that you've been working on as Garpeton. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, Garpeton was simply a thing that happened because the time was right, and we thought that bringing functionality into a very clear focus without any distractions, you could say, on its way to production and then getting to the end user. So we wanted to simplify the message of what we were doing, and we have just started, to be honest. And
But it's been a fantastic start.
3 years into it, and it's still very exciting and it's a great joy to actually try to achieve this, and hopefully we will succeed.
No doubt about it. And is there anything this year in special that's kind of coming on the wire that fans of Garpeton can expect to see?
There will be, of course, a growth of the collection itself that goes step by step with our, you could say, financial growth, because that's necessary.
Of course.
And hopefully we will reach a platform with a collection of not only clothing but also hardware within the next, let's say, 3 to 4 years. It has been slowed down a little bit due to the circumstances
Of
that
course.
we all face. But other than that, we are very happy with the greetings that we get from people and how positive it has been. Even if we have been aware ourselves about the child diseases that actually comes with starting something, because it's quite complex.
Yeah, teething troubles that happen everywhere,
But, well, we just struggle on and try to find our way.
Yeah, and if I could be so bold, because I know that there is a big following for Garpeton, and you see it in you when you're at the shows and you do your classes all about the place, would you have, I know it's kind of like choosing which is your favorite child, but is there some favorite pieces in the collection that you really kind of could say, yeah, these are my favorites?
Yeah, of course there are some things, but they are very often related to your activity, and they are related to the circumstances. So of course it's a variation of favorites. But to mention a couple, I love this shirt because it was a check or a pattern that came to us as a sample, and we hadn't ordered it, but we all said, wow, we want that one. So a simple thing like a flannel shirt became one of our
just on the table.
favorites. And then, of course, the crafted pro pants, the one I'm wearing. Very often when I'm teaching, when I'm at home working, or if I just step out into the forest for a evening sneak hunt.
Yeah, but you can see your pedigree in those pants, though. They are amazingly utilitarian.
I'll just change the equipment in the pockets, more or less, and I change my boots.
Yeah, and who likes changing their pants all the time when you can just nail the equipment that's in it? It's absolutely brilliant. And what can people expect from coming to see you at your booth at the outdoor show?
Here at the booth, I'm of course representing not only Garphyttan, but also Morakniv, Hultsbruk with their axes, the Grail, of course for water purification, Aklima, and Hestra, and the ones I'm working for. But the main message is the things you do with their equipment, and we try to stay focused on the basics with you know, the reason why we need air, water, and food.
Yeah.
And of course, the food includes real turmat.
Yeah, yeah.
We have workshops on the topics of first aid, of the very first parts of the navigation. So we do a couple of simple tests.
Yeah.
We have the cutting edge and fire making. So things that hopefully are the easiest one to actually bring to people, so that you keep on inspiring them to take further steps.
And because you can see that in all the stuff that you work with, that you have a very pedagogy, holistic, layering step-by-step approach, and I think that's pretty relevant at the show here at your booth.
Yeah, it's my way of letting people try, and not always just showing how to do it, but also letting people try first, because then they have a kind of first mindset of a method or a product, and then you can go into depth of the details or the small small tricks that you can bring them.
Exactly, and you got to guide people on their journey. You can start it, but then as they kind of, being a great teacher as you are, kind of spot where they need to go and encourage in that direction.
Yeah, hopefully that's the way that you bring more people to outdoors with good awareness. Not only about safety and risk management, as I've been speaking about on stage these days, but also to care for nature and care for themselves.
Yeah, yeah. And you're also here with the amazing Joppi Ranta, who we'll be talking to later on. And together you have created the Nordic way. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because there's been some bits and bobs dropped a little bit here, and it'd be cool to get a bit of information about the Nordic way.
I think Nordic way is born out of our heritage rather than focus on the modern ways that defines outdoor life in general, bushcraft, survival, because our ancestors, they actually didn't know those words. They just did it because it was part of their normal life. And the Nordic way is about the people that moved around to get work in the forests, work in the mountains, to just make a living, and also to survive.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when it's...
But for them it was natural.
That's it. And that's what the Nordic way is inspiring to bring back.
Yeah, you can see the luwes that we have brought from Finland.
Amazing.
That's one way of telling people that simplicity was a key word in those days, because there were limitations. You had to walk long distances to get to work, and you had to make overnight stays, and you couldn't carry heavy lavus. That's complete. And
battle the weather. You know, you didn't go to work in an office, you went to work in the forest.
And most likely they were not complaining as fast as perhaps people do today when the weather turns bad.
Yeah, that's true. And do you, at the festival here, you're still here tomorrow doing another talk? Can you tell us a bit about what you're talking about tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow too, and we will keep on making the small workshops, and the most fantastic thing is actually meeting people again in a way that started last year, but now it feels a little bit back where we were before the pandemic.
The madness that went
Yeah.
down. And it's great to see all the faces kind of come back to enjoy the Danish Outdoor Festival, because there was a bit of a hiatus. And
it's great.
The
weather is great. The greetings and the meetings are great.
Yeah.
So I would say it couldn't be better.
Oh, absolutely amazing. But Johan, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
If you're here at the Danish Outdoor Festival this weekend, make sure to check out Johan Skullman and everybody over at the amazing booth down here as you come in the main gate, and check out the workshops and make sure to ask loads of questions. Johan is a wealth of knowledge, and it's here all weekend at the Danish Outdoor Festival. So thank you, Johan.
Thank you, Jon.
There we go.